Hi folks, today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite native plant a little bit, poison ivy, and a couple of things that look like poison ivy. First of all, if there's any of you left that don't realize this yet, poison ivy always comes in leaves of 3. It is a climbing vine, although sometimes it can occur like a tree sapling on the ground if there's nothing to climb. The leaves are always kind of shiny or waxy coated in appearance. Well, not always. I have to say there's exceptions to everything. As you can see here, the leaves look smooth, not toothy at all. Sometimes they appear to have quite the notch at the base of the leaves, but it's interesting that I don't see that on here. They're a little bit variable. Right here it's climbing this tree, consuming one of my forestry signs that some of you might be quite amused about, going back to nature. Now, over here, we're going to talk about a little bit of a look-alike. All over the ground here is Virginia creeper. Virginia creeper has 5 leaves, as you can see from these examples. 5, not 3. Poison ivy always has 3, but it's a climbing vine, very similar to poison ivy, and they can even be side by side. Now, right here, this is poison ivy. As the vine gets larger and older, it gets particularly furry. See all this dark fur? It's distinctly poison ivy when you see that. Now, on the other hand, when you're talking about Virginia creeper doesn't really have all that fur, but it does have these little woody tendrils sticking out from the stem, if you can notice those. Those are like legs or feet that grab onto the tree or whatever it is they're climbing, the same as the fur on poison ivy. Now, there's other things you'll find, like you may find a compound leaf of ash on the ground, like this, right next to poison ivy. It is not poison ivy. It's more than 3. Notice that. Now, over here, you even see a third type of vine. This is the Asiatic bittersweet. It's an invasive exotic, but it's unfortunately too common in some of our Connecticut woods, and it always has this growth pattern as it begins to climb trees, always around and around and around, like you see here. If you see that kind of pattern, most likely you're dealing with Asiatic bittersweet. And if you happen to be in the fall when Virginia creeper and poison ivy are producing their berries, poison ivy produces whitish colored berries, and Virginia creeper will have berries that are sort of purplish reddish in color. So that also looks distinctly different. So I hope you enjoyed today and maybe learned a little tidbit of something, even if you already knew what poison ivy was, which is probably good. And thank you for watching.